If you can do the volume, that'd be great.
Okay, we're not going to do that one.
You got everybody in tissue, right?
Sweet love, it's the only thing that there's left to love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another mountain. There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb. There are oceans and rivers enough to cross, enough to last till the end of time. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just to love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another meadow. There are cornfields and wheat fields enough to grow. There are sunbeams and moonbeams enough to shine. Oh, listen, Lord, if you want to know. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just to love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. Oh, not just for some, but for rest. Oh, yeah. Everyone. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. When the walls come tumbling down, I choose joy, I choose joy. When the world stops spinning round, I choose joy, I choose joy. When my heart is hard to move, when my music lost its groove, when I have too much to prove, I choose joy, I choose joy. Hate is all I see, I choose joy, I choose joy. is welcome here. Your soul is welcome here. Our soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. Sing, y'all. My soul is welcome here. Love it. My soul is welcome here. Well, my soul is welcome here. 13. My soul is welcome here. Lastly, your souls are welcome here.
Woo! Thank you, Kat. Thank you so much, Kat.
For bringing that energy. We love you. And we love everyone. And welcome home, everybody. It's a great day at Unity East. Woohoo! It's Christening Day. Woohoo! So, anyway, what are you eating?
Anyone.
You can finish chewing while I pray. So let's just take that moment to turn within to that one presence, one power, and feel the energy of God moving in and through us. We have sung these joy songs, we have rejoiced, and we are glad. And it's from that place that we know and claim all the good that is just waiting for us this glorious day, this glorious Sunday. And as we share together in the oneness of God, we know and feel all the goodness coming through us, as us, to share with each other and bring forth that higher consciousness. And in that we can be elated and say together, thank you, God. Together, thank you, God. And so it is. Amen. And our statement of being, there is only one presence and one power in my life and in the universe, God the good, omnipotent.
And our mission statement together, please.
Unity East of Atlanta is dedicated to teaching practical Christianity as taught by Jesus Christ. This ministry acknowledges the presence of God within through affirmation and prayer. And our statements of truth. I am a child of God. I am deserving of good in my life. I am accepting my good now. Thank you very much. And Dr. Barber?
The love of
God expresses through each of us to manifest heaven here on earth, to build a place that serves all people all the time, a place that allows each individual to experience more spirit and life. Now is the time. I am the one, and together we create a world that works for all. Amen. And so we have opportunities to enhance our spiritual journey. If you're using Wi-Fi, the password's the same, but no spaces in between. We updated our internet, so I just want to point that out. Okay. After church, we have new campus prayer service, so we're going to do that today.
We are always going to hold that high water.
Okay.
And
All
so it
right.
might be a...
But get your food. We have potluck, and I know you'll want some food after this day. All right. And so, starting Tuesday, woohoo, the class starts. This whole month of October is Prosperity Month for us, and the Sunday services are going to be a series of 4 Sundays that align with the 4 spiritual laws of prosperity from Edwin Gaines' book. It's going to be a great class from 10 to noon. Do I have that up there? Yeah, we finally finalized it. And Judy's going to be teaching that class, and there is a $50 one-time fee. And there's I think there's still books available.
More books.
And where there's more coming too. So even if you're not taking the class, you might want to get the book and read the chapter during actually there's like 3 chapters in one section. But read the chapters in between the Sundays so that you follow along with what we're doing here. But what we're going to focus on is lifting that prosperity consciousness. Because you guys, we have a powerful healing consciousness here. Now we need to shift it into other areas in our life. And I'll tell you what, if you guys start coming in floating, I'll know that you've lifted your consciousness, right? No.
And for those
I feel like I'm floating today.
And for the legal people out there, it's a $50 suggested love offering.
And if you struggle with any of that, please just come to us and we will help you out. Believe you me. All right. And Judy is given a prosperity journal along with that, so that you can. That's part of the exercise of the class. Yeah, Mickey.
If you can't take the class, but you want the book, is the book 50?
No,
I don't know how
the
much.
book is 20. Yeah, the $50 does not include the book. It just includes the journal that Judy's providing for people.
If you
So,
start reading
yes.
the book, though, you'll probably want to discuss it, so.
I won't be.
Okay.
Well, you can still, I would still suggest reading the book. It really is, it is life-changing, so it's a powerful book, and it's an easy read, and yet there's so much wisdom. Edwin Gaines is a Unity minister, been around forever, and she just oozes wisdom, so I like it.
Francie's coming near, the Reverend Francie's coming near the end of her training on how to do online courses, so for your sake and anybody else's sake that can't physically make it, we're going to have that availability here shortly.
Actually, Thursday I've got one more course to take of the 3 courses, but I got a class on Thursday that the same person's teaching to actually use the program that will allow me to put the classes online. So after that, I should be able to start putting them on there. I'm hoping I can catch up and put Judy's classes on there, but we'll see what happens, how involved it is. I don't think it'll be that bad, but we'll see. So far, I've got the gist of it. I'm going along. So we'll see. That'll be wonderful, though, because then you can see the class anytime, any place, anywhere, and enjoy it. And there will be some classes that'll be interactive during the class time, but then they'll be recorded so that if you're not able to do it during that time, anytime during that week you can pick it up and watch it again, and then do your homework and post it online, just like you're doing an email kind of is what it is. But anyway, it'll be fun. I'm excited. Dr. Barbara.
Just like to see that girl coming very close to our Taste of Unity East of Atlanta. I just want to encourage everybody to get out there and start selling your tickets. It's
Yes.
going to be a great event.
Who has tickets for sale still? Put your hand up in the air. Wave. These are the people you want to get your tickets from, not me, but the rest of the people. So if you don't have a ticket yet, buy one and invite somebody and buy another ticket. And there's going to be 2 $25 cash giveaways, so you might get your money back. It's going to be great fun. There's 8 gourmet chefs making 3 entrees each, and you'll be able to taste all of that, and it'll be great fellowship and fun, great music. We've got some music happening, and just a fundraiser for the church. And if everybody buys tickets, then we will have $750 towards the new campus. Woohoo! Yeah. So anyway, it's a great way to invite somebody that maybe you're not, you want to encourage to come to church, but maybe they don't feel like getting up on Sunday morning. Another fun activity. Oh, and there will be I want to call it a beverage bar that will have with juices and different combinations of drinks and wine, and so it'll be fun. For $15, you can't.
But the alcohol is more money, right?
No.
No?
No, it's included.
It's included? The alcohol?
We don't expect anybody to take the bottle to their table. We're making drinks.
Have you been to a Unity event before?
Anyway, go ahead.
Anybody here for the first time? I don't think so. There is? Oh,
Yes,
yes, I'm
yes,
sorry. I talked to you.
yes,
You're not a first timer anymore.
Elaine.
I need a microphone, please. I've got purple here, mister.
Test, test. Are you hearing me over this one?
Yes, it sounds
All
good.
right, stand up if you would, dear. And you already know me, I'm Warren, and tell everybody your name.
My name is Elaine Newell.
And Elaine, tell everybody how you're familiar with Unity, first of all. Yeah.
I think one of my earliest things was growing up in Jamaica and having the daily word read to me. And I remember at about 6 years of age asking, why can't I see God? And the response was, well, when you look at the trees and you see the branches moving, you can't see the wind. And that's like God. You can't see God, but He's always present. And of course you go through your teenage years and things like that, and you go, there's no God, and you go through all of that. I think most of us have been through that. And Then, of course, yeah, I go to all the different religions. And,
Test them out, see what they know.
absolutely. And, of course, I end up with Unity, and I've enjoyed it. I like all the principles, I like everything about Unity. And I have been a member of Unity for God knows how many years. I have done quite a lot. I have done Courses in Miracle. I have seen Edwin Gaines do her thing in our church. I've been to the John Coleman Unity, you name it, I've done it. So when I came into town recently, it was the normal thing for me to do. It was a Unity church. And so here I am.
So, Elaine, are you here, do you live here now?
Yes, I do.
Good.
Yeah, that's great. Well, Elaine, this is a model of a vision of maybe what we will build on the new campus. We have almost 15 acres on Georgia 20 that we're going to build a new campus. So, and we have 2 buyers that are interested in buying it, and the one,
This building.
buying this building, and the one lady was in here this last week when I happened to be here, and she was coming up with ideas of making stairs going up where the sound booth is to the rooftop, seating up there for her restaurant and everything. I had never ever thought about this fact that already has stairs, but it'd be easy to make the stairs go up to the roof right there. Hello? I thought that is a brilliant idea. So anyway, she was talking about what walls she was going to take out, and when somebody starts doing that, you kind of go, ooh. I mean, I still get goosebumps. Like, oh, you're really planning on being in here. So we'll see what happens. You never know, but we know that the right buyer's coming forward. Our chaplain today is Judy. She'll be up here to pray one-on-one with you after the service. Please take advantage of that wonderful part of our ministry.
Time for our prayer box, so as you know that you have a prayer slip in your seat. Put your name up top where it says your name. And down below, put who you'd like a
You'd be
prayer
surprised
request
how
with.
hard that is for some.
Or what situation you'd like prayer request with.
I must have copied this from an old one. We actually pray about 10:30 now, so when Janelle gets here. So I just want to point that out. I need to change it for next.
So who I'd like you all to add in your prayer slip is Keith Creighton. He's back in the hospital. And Georgia, she's done with her treatments now.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah.
Did you ring the bell?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I should tell her that. So
We went over there one day to pray with her while she was in treatment. And we go walking out of there with George and Sandy, and guess what Reverend Warren does?
Right.
Well, now, wait a second. In
He
my
saw the
defense-
bell outside, and he says, "Oh, a bell!" And he starts ringing. He didn't know it's for people that were,
Supposed to be done with treatment.
when they're done with treatment, they get to ring the bell. So.
Well, I was technically done with treatment.
You had administered your treatment.
But he claimed it for George in that minute, though. Anyway, that's what we said. Yeah.
So who else would we like to have on everybody, put everybody on the list? Go ahead.
Please continue to pray for Eve. She keeps falling.
Okay, I'm sorry, what's the name?
Eva,
Eva.
we're just gonna lift her up. Anybody else? How's your mom doing, Bonnie?
Oh, she's good. She's finished with chemo and radiation. She's putting on weight, which is good.
Good,
So we're getting there.
good. And it's June, right?
Gina.
Jean, I always do that. I don't know why. Jean, let's put Jean on, continue to put her on the list. Yes, Mickey?
Could you put Lila, my dog, on there?
Yes.
She actually been good for the last 2 or 3 days, and I hope she does. She's having seizures.
That's because Janelle and I did the prayer slips this week, and I was really lifting her up.
Well, she's 3 days, and I'm leaving next week, and I know that this will be hard.
Well, we're just gonna lift her up. Anybody else? Yes, Janelle?
Aiden, J.W., Robert Ryan, and Cord, lift them up for happiness on this day.
Yes. We told the boys yesterday that it was going to be their christening day today, and so we told them it was going to be like the, we call the Lion King the Circle of Life. So we said it's gonna be like the Circle of Life, and they were all excited. And so they're really excited. They're telling everybody it's christening day. Did they tell you?
Quick,
Huh?
quickly day.
Close. That's close.
He said quickly day?
Yeah, we need to do it quickly.
Oh. Well, those white shirts, I don't know how clean they'll be by the time they get in here. That might be a whole nother story, but I found the smallest white shirts I could find, and they're a little big, but I said, we're going with it. This time of year, it's not, you can't find little boys like shirts. Do you know what I mean? They're not out there. All the t-shirts with all the designs, but no white dress shirts. Christmas time, that's about the only time. Anyway,
Any other people would like to come and play on the prayer list?
are we good?
Yes.
I know some of the names, but I met a lot of the ladies and men at the treatment center. But all those, dealing with cancer, and cause I've learned their stories, we talk to them and all that. And they're just brave warriors,
Yes, that's true. Oh, wow.
Yeah, BJ. Oh, BJ, you got one behind you.
Behind you.
That was half off. Oh, does anybody need a prayer shawl? No? Okay.
All right, so we just take a moment to recognize the Spirit of God in all these prayer requests and all the people who made the prayer request and all the people that we may not have written down. We just take a few moments to surround them with peace and love and the grace of God, knowing that that grace is available to them at any time, and it's available to us at any time. And so as we accept our grace from God, we know that everything is fine and everything is working for the good. And we see that coming to fruition right now. And so it is.
Amen.
Thank you, Jim. We want to say thank you to Dr. Barber for the beautiful flowers. They're so sweet, those carnations. And we have petals for everybody later. There we go. And Judy's going to read the daily word.
Oh, Judy is, okay.
What an appropriate word we have for this day. This room, all of us, this energy is just full of potential. That's our daily word for today. Through the divine in me, I discover and develop my true spiritual potential. As I learn who I truly am, I embrace my Christ nature, my true spiritual potential, as I allow my divine faculties, such as imagination, faith, love, wisdom, understanding, strength, and more, to express through my thoughts, words, and actions. Any ideas of limitation dissolve as my imagination develops an inspiring positive vision of my future. Faith provides a firm foundation for the attributes of love, wisdom, and understanding to bring my vision of life. The faculty of strength allows me to keep on keeping on through every and any challenge. These God attributes are mine to develop and use as my divine potential unfolds. May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace in believing, so that you may abound in the hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. That's from Romans 15:13.
Thank you.
As we prepare for meditation, let us sing.
I give
totally present. Be totally present in this time and space, knowing that we are safe, that there are no concerns right here and right now. That anything that we came here with, heavy on our mind, that we can just release for a few moments and get relief and relax in the presence of God. As we continue that relaxation, that deeper and deeper rest that we rest into, we can forget time and space. And we can relax in the presence of God, knowing that we are all one. Knowing that we are surrounded by protection from anything on the outside. We are surrounded by love because we are love. We are surrounded by peace because the peace dwells inside of each of us. As we take these into our quiet time, we know God is. The light of God surrounds each of us. The fact that it dwells in each of us, shining a light brighter and brighter as we allow it to lighten all the parts of our own life and to exude from our body to others around us, being peace, love, and knowing that all is well. With this we go forward knowing that God is by our side at all times. And so it is. Amen.
Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer.
Good morning. Hello, Facebook. We got an exciting day. We have christening after this, so it's going to be neat to see the Unity christening and also blended into the Lion King theme that we have with this. Yeah. But my talk this morning is called Who's Your Tribe? And the Oxford Online Dictionary says the tribe is a social division in a traditional society consisting of families or communities linked by social, economic, religious, or blood ties with a common culture and dialect, typically having a recognized leader. And the idea of tribes has gone back a long time in history, hasn't it? But here is what the Bible has about the 12 tribes of Israel. What Fillmore wrote about it, I should say. The biblical 12 tribes of Israel were descended from the 12 sons of Jacob, who came to be known by the name of Israel. These sons were Reuben, Simeon, Judah, Levi, Issachar, Zebulun, you want to say them with me? Benjamin, Dan, Asher, Gad, and Joseph. Now Joseph's sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, say it. Yeah, thank you, would be given land constituting their own respective tribes, while the priestly tribe of Levi would not have a de facto tribal area of their own, because you see the Levites were the priests. These 12 multiplied to form the Israelite people, who have a religious and historical significance. The Israelites are a unique people in that they have a heavenly selection of God's people, and that's what they believe. But like I said, the Levi tribe was the ministers, so to speak, and they didn't have their own land or their own place to be, because they took care of all the people. They went around and ministered to all the tribes. And they kind of, all the tribes fulfilled the needs of the whole community. Some of them were herdsmen, some of them were farmers, some of them were, carpenters. And so they helped each other out by knowing that they were family, that they had come together as a community to embrace and help each other, even though there was lots of land out there. So they eventually helped train other family members to do some of these things. But the idea of a tribe, and you think about it, that it started out as one tribe that grew into 12 tribes, and of course then grew into this whole idea of all the Israelite people. You can see how important a tribe is to our own existence. BJ, if you could close that door just a little bit. I got a glare coming in here and I can't see quite right. Anyway, but it's kind of like today. We might have more than one tribe, believe it or not. We have our family tribe, and it might be the people that we are blood related to, but it could just be the people we embrace in life. That's great, BJ, thank you. That we embrace in life, that we love to be around. Now, some of our family members I know that we might not want to be around, but because they are family, we kind of go bite the bullet and say, okay, I'm going to be around them. I'm going to, try to be okay with that and just be. But it's kind of a different understanding, isn't it, with your family tribe? Sometimes these people that you really don't want to hang out with, you have to hang out with, and that's okay too. Then you have your work tribe. There you go. Your work tribe are those people you share 8 hours a day with, and you get to know them on really a different level, I think, than you do, your family or some of your friends. And the thing about that is that you might get to know them on a different level, and you might feel intimate with them on a certain level, but they're not people that you're going to invite over for dinner a lot of times, Maybe a few of them might be, but most of them, you have fun for your 8 hours, or you tolerate them for the 8 hours, depending on what kind of work tribe you have. On the other hand, though, you might have customers and clients that are in your work tribe too, and these are people that you have served during your time of interaction with them. And you probably feel a deeper connection with them maybe than some of your coworkers, because you have given of yourself to them. You have been honest with them. You have tried to help them. Maybe, depending on what you do as far as your work goes, if you're a nurse or even a salesperson, you go the extra mile to help those people be successful in their work environment or their personal lives or whatever. So when those people leave and no longer are your customers or clients, or maybe you quit that job and you're no longer the customer or client or selling the wares or doing the service, you will miss them because you've made kind of a heart connection. You might not feel that same way about some of your work tribe, right? But you will about your clients. Another tribe that we have might be our friends. It's our play tribe. Everybody likes that tribe, don't you? It's the people that you get together with to go on vacation with maybe, or maybe from time to time you just get together for, playing cards or drinks or whatever, and you just enjoy each other. And it's almost like it doesn't matter if it's been 6 months since you've seen each other, but when you get together, you really enjoy each other and you have a good feeling the whole time, and you just think, wow, this was fun. This was a good day or a good night or whatever it was. And those are the people that you choose and that you enjoy. So, the next one is church tribe. You know, that church tribe is those people that you come together in community with. Now, it might be people here that you come to community with that are in this church, but it could be people that you went to a class with, or maybe you went to a retreat, and they are spiritually connected to you that you might call your church tribe. Either way, though, they are people who understand that deeper sense of who you are, and you respect each other from that spiritual understanding. So I think your church tribe, what I call our church tribe, is probably the deepest connection you will have. Because we don't really even have to know, we really, truly, do not even have to know what your favorite food is, what you drive, what car you drive, what you like to, where you like to go, or who you hang out with, because we feel that spiritual connection with each other. We feel the energy of God moving in and through you. And when we have that kind of spiritual connection, that's where we're talking about consciousness. And where we're talking about lifting up to a new level. Because when we come together, it's kind of like, I can't think of something right off the top of my head. Let's say Play-Doh, for some reason that came to my head. You have a little ball of Play-Doh, but it's always more fun when you have all the other colors and you start putting them all together, making designs or making creations. So it's like that, when we're just our single self, we might feel spiritually connected to God, but when we come together with a bunch of people that we feel spiritually connected with, we feel empowered, we feel that raising up, that rise within us that makes us feel so good and so deep. It's deep in our souls. That's why I love that song. All the songs we sang today really were about that deep connection in our soul, feeling that energy of each other and knowing that you are in the right place at the right time. The funny thing about the church tribe, though, is that most people keep it kind of private, don't you? At least in unity churches, I've seen this a lot. I've run into Jehovah's Witnesses or Baptists that will automatically say to you, "What church do you go to?" I just say hello, and then they'll say that to you. Like, "What church do you go to?" Like they're converting you right away. But unity folk kind of go, "Church? Oh, yeah, I go to church." Long pause. Yeah, it's true. You don't automatically go up to somebody and say, "Hey, I go to the best church ever. I go to Unity Church." Do you? Well, Georgia might, but... But that's the thing. We tend to kind of keep that like a little private thing of our own. It's kind of like, well, hey, we've evolved, and you haven't. We know what the truth is, but I don't know if you know. Well, that's what it comes across as, doesn't it? You're leery. You're hesitant. You don't want to go up to somebody and say, "I go to Unity Church," because you're afraid that they're going to look at you all crazy. First thing somebody says to me when I say, "Yeah, I'm the co-minister at Unity east of Atlanta in Old Town Conyers," they go, "What's Unity?" "What's Unity?" I say, "It's a church." I shouldn't have to explain any more than that, really. Do I expect the Baptists to tell me what all their theology is in one sentence or less? No. But anyway, what I'm saying is, it's kind of a well-kept secret, and we got to stop that, folks. We have got to get out and tell people, I am a unity person, and I love it. Don't you love it?
Yes.
Don't you love it?
Yes.
Yes. I think that a lot of unity people are more apt to share about a favorite restaurant or a good movie they went to than they will share about their own spiritual growth. How many people come in here on Sunday and say, "God, I had an epiphany this week"? Or how many people come in and say, "I had miracle after miracle each and every day"? Or how many people say, "Driving here was the best experience. I looked out across the field and I just saw God moving in and through me in the view that I had." That's all expressing our spiritual self. And even though it's the most important thing, the most important tribe there is, we don't always claim it for ourselves, do we? Yeah. Let's start claiming it, don't you think? I don't even know where I'm at. Oh, the questions. Why are we hesitant to invite our loved ones and our dear friends to join our spiritual tribe, or what I call church tribe? We can call it spiritual tribe. Why are some people afraid to share their church tribe with others? And if you are one of those people that are hesitant or don't really tell people you go to Unity Church, ask yourself these questions and, see what's holding you back. Do we not find the richest experience to be our spiritual experience? I think we all could say yes to that, right? Any spiritual experience we have is the thing that moves us to a new direction, a new place, a higher consciousness. And I don't really like to go like this, but that's true. The thing is, for me, I know that coming into a Unity Church was the best thing that ever happened in my life. I mean, all my life I've been searching for truth. And I knew this at a very young age, which is kind of interesting, Elaine, that you shared that you were young when you asked about why can't you see God. But I knew from a very young age that there was something the church I was going to was not true. They were not sharing truth. And yet, when we come into a Unity Church and we hear truth, we are like, yes, that's what I feel in my soul. That's what I know to be true. That's the thing I can agree with. That's where we have to keep going back to, too. We have to keep that in the forefront of our minds. We don't have to put politics or whatever those other things are that are distracting you. That's great when you want to put your energy towards some kind of social action, is great. But your first and foremost should be about your own spiritual soul. How are you igniting that? How are you setting it on fire? How are you going back to it and saying, yes, this is the truth that I believe. I know that everyone is a child of God. I can look at everybody and be joy-filled. We have to keep going back to that. And when I think about coming to a Unity Church, I know that I feel that way. I know that I feel that in my soul. And in fact, I used to sometimes would go, oh, Sunday came so fast, I'd say, oh, it's Sunday already. Now I say, oh, yay, it's Sunday already, and I get to be here with all my peeps, I get to be here and enjoy myself and feel that your energy. And I want to be here, and in fact, I long and love to be here, and I do have a passion for each and every one of you. I lift you all up in prayer each and every week. And when you're here, and I'm lifting you up in prayer, gosh, I can feel it. I mean, I can feel the consciousness raise. And that's such a beautiful thing. That's how we're going to move beyond where we're at now. We do fabulous things in our own spiritual growth, but there's more for us. Because why? We live in an unlimited universe with the abundance of God being the greatest thing there ever was. And anything that is longing in your soul will come forth. I think we have to think about the idea of, we have to figure out, what is the most important as far as our tribes go. Which tribe is most important to you? Maybe some of you do feel like a family tribe is more important than your own spiritual growth. That's okay. I'm not judging. I don't have to say what is the most important for you. You have to determine for yourself what is the most important. Who will always be with you? Who will stand the test of time? I like to say, withstanding the test of time. Who will you call when you need someone? Those are important questions to ask to figure out how important your tribes are to you. And sure, there's some things that you'll do in life that you'll call your sister, your mother, your brother, or whatever that close family member might be the first phone call. But maybe your first phone call should be within, to God, and recenter on truth before you start moving in the direction of what tribe I'm going to call or who I'm going to call from which tribe. And of course, like I said, we always lift you up. I have this old piece of art that I had made a long time ago because I found this saying, and I found it in the 80s actually. And it says, an old African proverb that states, what are friends of the road and what are friends of the heart? Friends of the road are the ones you meet along the way, while friends of the heart are the ones who endure. I think it's a beautiful quote, and to me it speaks so much truth. Because we do have a lot of friends, and what do you want to call your tribes or whatever, that you meet along the way. And I have met thousands of people along the way. But those friends of the heart that endure are the ones that truly understand me. And those friends are lesser than the ones of friends of the road. And the thing is that when we try to find those people, we might not always find them. But in here, in this Unity Church, I think we can all say that we are friends of the heart, that we will be here with you to endure through any challenge you have, through anything that's happening in your life. We will lift you up. We will pray with you. We will send you love. And that is so important. Well, there's two synonyms for endure that I love, and one of them is to sustain, and the other is to withstand. Sustain and withstand. And when I think about withstand, then I think about that standing the test of time. You know, that saying? And the thing is that we tend to think of relationships as disposable or lifelong, don't we? And so if we can get to that place where we realize that every relationship has brought us to this now moment, then we won't think of people as being disposable anymore. We might not call them up, we might not write them a letter, but we might just hold them in our heart and send them love for being a part of our lives. And if we can get to that point, then we have gotten beyond anything that could hold us back from future relationships or from our own spiritual growth. I think the best relationships are the relationships that stand the test of time. You know, for example, one of the relationships that could withstand the test of time is our own love for our children. You know, no matter what they do, we'll always love our children. I think that's just natural and normal. And it doesn't matter where they are in life, we're going to send them love. And that's important. But it can go beyond that. You know, I was in Junior League, and Junior League is a women's organization that volunteers and does stuff for the community. So we had, you know, all kinds of outreach that we did, and it was wonderful and beautiful and stuff. But there comes a point in Junior League where they, you know, they don't make you, but they suggest you become a sustaining member. And a sustaining member, you pay reduced dues, and you become the advisors and mentors for all the other Junior League members that are coming in. Now, I love that idea because we forget that if you have had all these experiences, that you have built up some wisdom, that you have built up some knowledge, and we don't have to reinvent the wheel all the time. So the mentors and the sustainers, well, actually the sustainers would be advisors to different committees and different teams. And the cool part was it was kind of like getting their wisdom and their knowledge. And that's what the idea of a tribe reminds me of. If we take people who have been around a while and listen to them and take in their wisdom and take in their experiences and know that whatever we're going through is going to be okay. It's another kind of lifeline in our life that, you know, we forget about and that we don't always embrace. And that's the good thing about our Unity community here. We have a lot of people who have been through a lot of different experiences, and we can grow on that and build on that if we stay open to knowing that we're not here alone. We're here to be here for each other. The point to all this is when we form or participate in a tribe, we must realize the significance and importance of the role. Not only we play in that tribe, but the role that others play. And I love this little graphic because it's like all the gears, and that's true. What are we playing in the role? Are we just coming in and thinking about ourselves? Are we only focused on our own spiritual growth? Because every person in this room is connected by some way or another, believe it or not. We have a Unity minister, Norma Rosada, and she used to teach classes, SE classes, and she'd do this cool thing where she'd put one word on a flip chart. And she would, had these big oversized flip charts that were really neat. But she would ask each person what the word meant to them, and she would write them on there. And then she took every word and connected it into a spiritual phrase or lesson, more or less, and showed how everybody was connected just by seeing one word. And we forget that. That's what our tribe is about. We are connected. We are connected through the grace of God, and know that our connection is what helps build our tribe. Sometimes we get so engulfed in our daily activity that we forget that we are on this spiritual journey together. You know, we get in our own head and we don't even think about what else is going on in the world, or not even the world, what else is going on in our own tribe, in our own community. And that's where we got to stop and pause. What can I do to be more involved, to be a part of this community? Sometimes it's just the idea of sending more love. Sometimes it's just the idea of saying a prayer for someone. Sometimes it's just a little note you can write to somebody and hand it to them. A little love note, I like to call them. But anyway, there's this, because you never know what that touch that you do to somebody is going to bring forth. There's the movie Moana. How many people have seen that kids movie? It came out a while ago. I know you've probably seen it about 10 times or 15 or something. Anyway, it's in Hawaii. Moana's this little girl that is actually a princess. Her dad's actually the I guess king of the tribe. But anyway, she says these, and here she is. She uses this. She sings this song, "How Far I'll Go," and she says these words. And to me, it's really important. I've been standing at the edge of the water long as I can remember, never really knowing why. And those words sing to my soul, because I think so many times we feel like we're just right there. And yet we either get angry, get sad, have feelings within that we can't explain, and we don't really know what we're supposed to do next, or we don't feel like we know what is ours to do. You know, or we have this longing and we don't know why that longing is there. We just feel like we're on the edge, waiting to do the next thing. And that song is so beautiful because she finally is expressing what her soul is singing to her and what is coming forth in her life. If you haven't seen the movie, I suggest go to YouTube and watch it. It's such a great little movie as far as your spiritual growth goes, believe it or not. But I know that all of you have had that longing in your soul, or you wouldn't be in this Unity Church, because you have searched for truth. You have searched for the truth that sings to your soul, and you have found it here. And it's so important to know that we are in this tribe together. And the thing is that the good news is that your souls will direct you to your higher calling, whatever that leads you, if you align with it and allow it. If you pray and have faith and know that God is in your life, whatever it is you're supposed to be doing, whatever is your next step, will be brought forth from within you. And that longing that is in your soul sometimes is just a longing saying, stop for a minute. Take a breath. Feel the presence of God moving in and through you. Sometimes that's all it is, that longing. And other times it's saying, yes. Go that next step. That idea that you have, go with it, run with it, make it happen. You never know. But only you know, and no one else can tell you. But we do have to stop and pray and lift each other up and hold that for each other. And when we think about that idea of us being a tribe, I always think about the Bible quote that Jesus said that said, "Let the little children come to me." Because when we are in that state of our soul having a turmoil, when we're feeling like, wow, what am I supposed to do? What am I longing for? What is my soul's desire? What do I need to make myself feel like I can take that next step? All you have to do, again, is go back to prayer and feel like a little child, innocent, ready, open, receptive. I mean, kids are just, having this experience again in my life, it was a little scary to begin with, but it's kind of like you listen to them and they just learn and they repeat everything you say, which I like to think is always good, even though sometimes it's not so good. But they're just so sweet and they're just so open, and you just feel the presence of God in them. And that's what was really cool about coming up with this talk today about who's your tribe, because we have to be like the little children, remember that innocence and remember that truth that is within us and that God is always with us. And we have to be able to hold that for the children. in our church. So I wonder, are you committed to not only holding the high watch for the children, but for each other, for the adults? Are you committed?
Yes.
Oh, that was a good yes. Well then, I think you can know and claim that Unity East as your tribe.
Yes.
Yes, thank you for being with us. So you know the song I'm going to play for you is Moana. Yes, you're going to love this. And while we